welcome or welcome back. Today I am going to be doing this inspo picture. I saw it on Pinterest and became completely obsessed. I'm going to try out patchwork nails. I've done them one time before, but this time I wanted to try to do patchwork nails with a sweater design and do it just a little bit different. So these are all of the colors that I'm going to be using for this nail set. I just decided to use all Sundara products this time because I love their gels. If you have not tried out their gels, I totally recommend giving them a try. They are gorgeous. They are butter smooth. I love them. I also have a discount code with them. It is ErikaNailsit. So if you ever want to go shopping there, use my discount code, save a little bit of money. We all are looking to save money, so it's there if you want to use it. I'm also going to be using this bottle holder for a hand rest just because it's a little bit wider and a little more flat. So we're going to go ahead and get a gel base coat on all of the nails, and then I'm going to go ahead and start on doing some of the solid color nails. I do this fall explosion on my pinky and I use it as an accent glitter as well. This color is probably my favorite color, I would say, for fall. This glitter is like a brown platinum glitter. It pulls a little bit more orange brown than like black brown, if that makes sense, or red brown. As you can see when I'm putting it on, the sparkle is just intense. I got distracted when I was putting this on my nail and I was just staring at it because it is so beautiful. And since my tips are nude already and they're not clear, I could have gotten away with just one coat of the gel polish just because that's like how pigmented it is and it gives it like a nice, almost like a translucent type shift. But I wanted like a bam color. So I just went in with 2 layers because I like all of my colors to be like super opaque most of the time and my glitters need to be popping. That's just how I am. I really like that. Now this color is called Burnt Leaves. It is from the Queen Diana collection that she launched 4 oranges and I've been loving them. If y'all have been around this channel for a little minute, y'all know that orange is my favorite color. I'm completely obsessed with the color orange. I've been that way since I was a kid and I just don't know why. I like all things in orange. I like the flavor, the scent, all of that. But I don't really wear a lot of orange clothing unless it's like this color orange, like a burnt orange, or my bathing suit is always a neon orange. So I don't know. I'm just obsessed with orange and these colors. I've been rotating my way through all of these oranges, and this one and Sex by the Fire are my 2 favorites from this collection. They look the same kind of when they're on the website, but when you get them in person, they look so different. So if you're looking for some really good oranges, I would definitely recommend checking out Sundara. They have a large selection of oranges. A lot of people don't like orange, so I get it if you don't want to go look at them. But they've got a lot of other nice color polishes on the site as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gel polishes that I'm going to be using for my patchwork nails and I'm going to be putting them on this palette. This palette is a custom palette from Resinating Crafts RVA. She makes the most amazing resin items and she is about to have her Black Friday sale from the 24th to the 27th of November. Y'all have got to hop on that sale. If you have not checked out her Etsy shop, you definitely should run over there and check it out. She's having an amazing sale. She takes custom orders, all the things. It's not just nail stuff, it's home stuff, organization stuff, all kinds of different things. Oh, I gotta show you this cute little Dappen dish. It was sent to me by an amazing woman and I'm obsessed with this dish. It holds my alcohol or my acetone. With it being glass, I just put a little bit in there and it's not going to eat away like something plastic would, and I don't have to dip into my huge jars, and it's heavy so I don't spill it. I love that. I'm not a monomer user. I don't do acrylic like that, but I love it for holding my acetone and my alcohol when I'm doing nail art. So here's what we're going to do. I had kind of a little bit of idea in mind of what I wanted to do, but I just kind of went with whatever. Patchwork nails are whatever you want them to be. I just used the picture as like kind of inspo for the nails I was going to put the patchwork on and the sweater nail and all that, because you can really do whatever you want with nail art. It is up to you 100%. There are no rules for your nails, and you can do whatever you want to do on them. It doesn't matter if anybody likes them or not. Now, for me, I felt like this green was a little bit too light when I went to use it on the nail because I only ended up doing one coat of all the colors. I didn't feel like I needed a second coat of any of them to cover anything up or anything. So I just did one layer. And I just felt like this green wasn't quite the right green. I should have used like a forest green instead of a sage green. But I mean, I ended up liking it. I wore it for what, a week, 5 to 7 days, and no chipping, no nothing. I stared at it all the time. It was ridiculously beautiful. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I think it came out really well. There are some spots where I know I can improve, but I mean, this was my first time really doing this. So, I mean, it's not always going to look great on the first try, y'all, but you got to keep going with it. Now, I did cure these solid color nails already in the lamp because I did not want them to bump or anything while I was working on the patchwork nails. So now I'm going to put on my second layer before I put my hand in the lamp so that everything can be cured. So I don't have to put my hand in excessively. So I just wanted to go ahead and get that second layer on for those nails. And then I'm going to put my hand in the lamp for a full 30 seconds to cure everything. And now I'm going to be working on my next color. So that clear is just base coat because I find that after I clean my brush in alcohol, it may get a little bit dry. So sometimes I like to just put my brush in a little bit of base coat so that it just makes it a little bit easier to maneuver the gel polish around. Now you don't need a lot, just to get like the bristles, just a little bit of gel base in them, and it just helps the gel move around a lot easier and level faster. So I really didn't even know what I was going to do when I got to the next bit of colors because I had never really tried this design before, but I just put them in random spots and figured it out later when I was lining. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I was like, I only pulled out 4 colors to use, and I probably used too much glitter, and I probably needed another color, but those were all the thoughts that were going in my mind, but I just kind of went with what I had, and it ended up looking good at the end. The only thing I didn't really love so much was the green, but that's okay. It looked all right for the purpose. It still looked fall, and the sweater nail was like the perfect match with that. So I'm not really a fan of doing like textured nails or like lifted because I'm one of those that has to buff the crap out of my nails every time I do a mani just because I like it to be completely smooth and flat. It's like when I'm doing dip powder nails, if the surface is not 100% flat, my fingers will fidget with the one spot that is not flat and flush or anything, and I will end up like chipping it or popping it off or something just because I just can't let it go. So I just have an issue with that. So with this, when I did the sweater nail, what happened was like after day 2 of washing my hands and the wear of it, the sweater nail actually still looked textured, but it didn't feel textured. So it still gave that look because of the matte underneath and the sugaring on top. It looked textured, but it wasn't as textured as it was in the beginning. It kind of like softened out. So if you're weary about like texture nails and like sometimes they can like feel like the microfiber cloth when they grab on things, they can grab on your hair and your sweater. I would say just keep kind of going with it. Wash your hands, kind of rub it a little bit so that it can like remove some of the texture because it ends up not being as textured after a couple of days if you just give it a couple of days. Some people even will like go back and top coat it, but when you top coat it again, you take out the different levels from the polish, you take out the texture. So I wouldn't suggest doing that, but if you like literally can't stand it, you can go back in and do that as well. All right. So now I'm just finishing up the patchwork design. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit because y'all can see what I'm doing. You're watching the screen like I am. Y'all can see what I'm doing. There's no rhyme or reason to placement at all because I didn't even know what I was doing. But you can kind of really do whatever you want. And that's the fun thing about art is you can do whatever you want. And then if it was a fail, you know what to change next time. Like next time I won't use that green. And I will probably use a different thing to line the patchwork because I feel like using gel polish is just like not the right thing to use. For me, using gel polish to line is harder for me because it does want to level out. I do plan on investing in a gel liner specifically for line work so that my lines can be crisp and nice. But the gel polish works as well. I just think that it'd be easier for me, especially while I'm beginning art, to just do it that way. All right. So here's what I'm saying about the thing. After I got all the rest of the colors, I put this green on and I was just like, you do not fit. But we're too close to done. And I already showed you all the colors I was using. And the colors are already filled in, so it'll be all right. That's what I told myself. It'll be okay. So I hope y'all don't mind that I just kept this color. So after I do this part, I cure everything for a full 60 seconds. These gels only require 30 seconds to cure, but I cured them for a full 60 seconds because I did not want anything to mess up all this hard work that I just did. Now, I know y'all see my hand moving a little bit faster. That is because I did speed up the video. I think it's on 3 times, just because I really did not want y'all to sit here all day watching me do that because it is like super redundant, just painting in the colors. So I sped it up. And the line work I sped up as well, just because I was going so slow doing this because I wanted to make it so perfect that it just, if y'all sat here to watch it, I think the video was over an hour if y'all sat and watched me do it in real time. So nobody wants to do that. But with the line work, I just was putting out, line work really is just outlining. So I was just outlining the shapes that I just drew. So I was having a hard time for how to hold my hand to get all the lines, to be able to draw them nicely, to be able to make them straight, or to follow the lines that I already had, but also keep my hand in camera. So I was really struggling right here, y'all. And you see what I mean about the lines? They're just a little bit too thick. In order to make them opaque in one coverage, I had to use a little bit more polish. So I am going to be picking up eventually some black liner gel and some different colors as well. But right now, kids' Christmas comes first. So focusing on that and working with what I got, because you don't always need to buy new things, even though we feel like we do. But certain things do matter, like good quality brushes, good polishes, things like that really do matter if you're trying to do certain things. Like art-wise, you do really want good quality items. So just keep that in mind when you're buying your items. So now I did the one nail and I actually did cure it because I just knew something was going to happen because I got it the way that I wanted it. So I went ahead and I cured it, just a flash cure for 15 seconds just to make sure that none of the black gel would move while I was working on this other hand. Because if I didn't do that, leaving that gel polish unattended over there, unfrozen, it would eventually run and the lines would like want to level and spread, and that is not the look that I was going for. So I wanted to just freeze them in place. You can also freeze every single line if you wanted to. When you do a line that you really like, you can freeze it for about 5 seconds and it'll just keep the line from running anywhere. So maybe that's something that you can start with as well when you're doing this. But patchwork nails are a very cute staple for fall season. My neighbor in the front of, well, not my neighbor, but a dude in the front of my neighborhood puts up 2 scarecrows and he always dresses them for a season. He leaves them up year round just because he has a super huge garden and we have deer that run around all the time and all kinds of animals. It's right outside or right inside the city limits, so it's kind of like still in the country. And animals run rampant all the way through here. He's got all different size scarecrows, so maybe one day I will have to catch a picture and randomly post it in one of my videos or on my community tab for y'all that watch this video. If you ever see that picture of his scarecrows dressed up or something on my community tab, y'all just have to just know that it came from this video. But doing the lines, they're not perfect, so you really don't even have to make sure that they're even or straight or the thickness or thinness or whatever. It's supposed to be sloppy. It's patchwork. So if you are a perfectionist, this is probably going to be a very hard design for you to do if you are looking for them to be perfect, because the more perfect they look, the worse it looks. If I don't even know how much sense that makes, but if you try to make them perfect and even and everything like that, they're not going to look great. It's just how it goes. The messier the lines are, you can do some X's instead of just straight lines, but the more uneven and ununiform the lines look, the better and more patchy it looks, especially if you're going for that type of design. But Super easy to do. It's just time consuming with all the coloring in and the curing and all that. And yes, I know I should have been wearing my glove, but once I put the gel base on, once I start, I just don't even think about it. And I don't want to get any fuzz in there, so I just don't worry about it. Now we are all cured, and what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and gel base coat it, and then now it is all evened out, all of the gel polish evened out, so there's like no wrinkles or anything in it. And now what I'm going to do is top coat the patchwork nails and the pinky with a shiny top coat, and I'm going to use a matte top coat for the sweater nail because we still have to do the sweater nail on the middle finger. All right, so the sweater nail is super easy to do. I was intimidated by it before, but this year I figured I would just go ahead and try it out. When doing a sweater nail and you want the color payoff to be the same as the nail, I have found that if you use the color polish that you use to polish the nails or a color close to it versus using clear, the color will show up a lot better underneath and it will look more uniform. It gives it like a richer texture to it. Now, I left these in, excuse me. I left that in because I wanted to let y'all know that I am not perfect and I did not get those on the first try. My lines were straight, but they were not completely center, so I had to wipe it off and start again. I'm really kind of crazy when it comes to doing stuff like perfection in that aspect because when it comes to the sweater nail, you want it to be as straight and perfect and the lines to be as like precise as possible. Because like once you pour the powder on, there's really nothing you can do about it unless you start all the way over. All right, so I'm going to use Crystal Clear for this from Candy Dips. You can also use like a shimmer, which I'm going to be showing in a later video. You can use different shimmer colors when I do my snowflakes. I cannot wait to show you all the snowflakes. But when y'all are doing this design, you just want to make sure that when you're pouring the clear over and you're looking, you want to make sure that it looks completely covered. Like there is no gel that looks wet peeking out from underneath. And this is what it looks like cured. I cure it for 30 seconds and then pull it out and wipe off the excess clear. And now I'm going to go in with my design in the center. I wasn't sure what I was going to do at first, so I tried out this just line design, which I thought was going to be cool. But then as I got further down the nail, I ended up messing up the spacing between my lines, and that was not about to fly. So you know me, wipe it off and start over, which is why I always cure parts of it and do it. You can do your nails in parts when you're doing art, because if you mess it up, you have to wipe off the whole thing, and all that work you just did will be gone. So in the beginning, always cure every little part, even if it's just a flash cure, because even if it wipes off, it will leave you a little bit of an idea of where your lines were before, so you can continue on with the process. So when I went back, I just decided I was going to do a zigzag down the center and then dots on the side, just to keep it simple, because I felt like it kind of matched the patchwork. I could have done X's in the middle, but I didn't do X's on my patchwork, so I just did not do that. But I think it turned out okay, like I said before. And this was only my second time attempting it, a sweater nail in general, but doing that design in the middle. So I was like, that's good enough. And I was going to do my dots, but Better Me said, nope, do not do it. Go ahead and just sugar it up. Oh, I lied. I did do it. Oh, I forgot. This time I did. I went ahead and just did the dots because they were just going to be on the side. I used my dotting tool and just put little dots on the side. Like you can use your brush, but when I'm making circles, a dotting tool is just so much easier. And I tried to line them up with the dots on the other side and use the same amount of dots so it looked kind of uniform. And now it's time to go ahead and sugar up the rest of it. Just pour the clear over, give it a second to soak up, and then just pour more clear so that there are no wet spots of gel when you're going to cure it, because it just won't give you the look. It won't give you that full sugar look that you're wanting. So after you pour your clear on, just leave all the clear on there and put your nail in the lamp and you brush off after you're done. Because if you brush off now, you're just going to brush all the gel off. So go cure it. And this is what it looks like completely done. I hope y'all found this tutorial helpful, useful. I hope you can take something away from it. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have more videos coming with some fall nails before I start my Christmas series. I hope y'all stick around, and I will catch y'all in the next video.